Hey everybody, welcome to episode 2 of Let's Talk, and today we will be talking about my knee problems. Alright everybody, so in the birthday party vlog that I made for my friend, we went skating, and I made a section where I said that I couldn't skate because I had knee problems, and I mentioned that I was going to make a video on it, so that is this video. So yeah, when I was younger, probably in middle school, I was able to do all these weird contortions with my body, and I can still touch my elbows in the front of my body. I'm not gonna do it because it sometimes makes people uncomfortable, but maybe if you stay till the end and you want to see what it looks like, you can go watch it there. But yeah, back to what I was talking about. So I was super flexible, able to contort in different ways, and it wouldn't hurt me and did nothing basically. It was just a cool party trick essentially. Until 2016. August of 2016, I was walking into my study in my house, and all of a sudden my knee goes out, completely dislocates. And I guess, I don't know, I maybe pivoted it on the wrong way, but my whole knee dislocated and it popped itself back in. So thank God for that. I didn't have to do that myself or go to the hospital or anything like that. Popped itself back in. But then I had to go to the orthopedic doctor, and he gave me a brace, he gave me crutches, and I was on those for a few weeks. I think I was on crutches for the first week of high school for me, and that's yikes. Because for a while I think I was known as the girl who was on crutches for the first week of school. Fine, it's okay. Now I'm not on crutches anymore, obviously. But I never thought anything of it after that incident. Okay, my knee dislocated. It got fixed. What am I going to do about it? Can't do much. I just got to wear this brace and use the crutches when I need them. Fine. Come January, the first or second week of January, when I have pit orchestra rehearsal for my high school's musical, I was sitting on the ground, kind of cross-legged, and then I went to get onto my hands and knees to push myself back up into standing because we had to go into rehearsal. I was eating food and stuff before then. So when I did that, the force, I guess, that was put on my knee popped it out again. And I was like, wow, that really hurt. But it wasn't the same kind of pain that I remembered feeling in August of 2016. So I was kind of confused. So I felt around my kneecap was fine, but I felt something moving around in my knee. Not my knee, well, basically my knee. I thought it was my knee, but it turns out it wasn't. So I feel around, it's don't know what it is, kind of find it, pop it back in. It still hurts, bad. And I have someone help me walk into rehearsal. I have someone take my instrument for me, and I kind of just sit through rehearsal just fiddling with my knee the entire time, trying to figure out what was wrong with it and what was popped out essentially. And I never found it that day. Turns out I went to the orthopedic doctor, or the orthopedic express clinic basically that we have near where I live, and that was on January 9th, and the PA or whoever saw me said that I had ossicles. Now, I've never heard of ossicles before except for the things in your ears maybe, but he's like, yeah, it looks like an accessory ossicle. So he basically told us that it was a bone that just kind of grew there. There's no real it's not a bone spur, but it just kind of was growing there, and we didn't see it in the x-ray in 2016 because it wasn't there yet. It was growing. So my mom and I did some Googling ourselves when we got home, looked everything up, and we're like, okay, yeah, it's an ossicle. We made a further appointment to go see my actual orthopedic doctor, and was like, okay, we'll probably get them removed. No big deal. Well, I went to my orthopedic doctor on January 25th, and he looks at my x-ray from both years, 2016 and now 2019, and he's like, yeah, they must have just been growing, except I don't think it's an ossicle, and I don't think it was just growing there. It was growing, but not in the way the PA told you. My mom and I looked at each other, we were like, what? What did we just Google for the past 3 weeks? Turns out, when I dislocated my knee all the way in August of 2016, I had chipped a piece of my kneecap off, and it was this small, the radiologist who read my x-ray in 2016, it was 0.7 by 1.2 centimeters. You can imagine, it's really, really tiny. And he couldn't find the piece of bone. He was just it looks like there's a piece of bone missing this size, but we don't know where it is. And my doctor looked at it, he couldn't find it either, so we didn't think anything of it. Well, the bone piece grew. Because of the fact that synovial fluid has nutrients in it, it could grow the bone and help the bone proliferate, and it grew into what we called, or we thought it was, an ossicle, but just turns out to be a chipped piece of bone. So I'm technically considering it a broken bone. I don't know. It's fine. But yeah. So I've just had a broken piece of bone floating around in my knee for like, what, 2 years now, and it's just grown. And the reason why I felt something moving around in my knee was not because of the piece of bone that chipped, actually. It's because the piece of bone is situated just perfectly that my tendon on the lateral side of my knee is catching on that, which is dislocating the head of my fibula. Now you can imagine that that's a bit of a pain, right? You're walking and all of a sudden your fibula's out. That's not a good idea. It's just really unstable. I can walk on it, I can run a little, I can jump. It's fine, but it's unstable. So turns out my doctor's like, yeah, we're definitely gonna go in and get that removed. So that's what we're gonna do. I don't have a surgery date yet. I probably will very soon. I really want to get this done as soon as I can, because it's just, maybe I'll have a better knee afterwards. But yeah. And I mean, I just don't want it to dislocate anymore. And my doctor actually touched on that when we were there. He told us that while he was in there with doing the surgery to get rid of the bone piece, that he would go on the other side and leave a 1-inch incision and simply like tighten up the ligament that's holding my kneecap and tighten it up so it doesn't really dislocate as much. It isn't as unstable, really. So when we were at the doctor's office and he was telling us this, I was like, yes, sir, let's do this right now. My knee is ready here for you. Get at it. Well, he didn't do it, obviously. He was like, I'll have my secretary call you. You guys can make an appointment with her. And I like to do them on Fridays so you can have the whole weekend to recuperate. And you're probably back to school on Monday with crutches for maybe a week. And I was like, all right, I guess I'm gonna have to settle, but it's fine. So yeah. That's basically my knee problems. I have just really bad knees where it's just unstable. My ligaments are loose and stretchy. It's just not good. It's a cool party trick, but when I'm trying to do things, it's not really fun. So yeah, that's why I couldn't skate. If I pivoted too much or if I put too much pressure on it, it could have dislocated, and it could have been really bad because my ligaments are already stretched so much that they might have like torn, which would have been super, super bad. I would have been in for a full knee replacement by then. But yeah, those are my knee problems. And that is the end of this Let's Talk episode. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And if you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure to comment down below your suggestions of things that you want me to talk about. The first episode was on breakups. It was a really heavy subject, but I feel like it was something that we as teenagers, if you're a teenager watching this, could really relate to. And even if you're a kid, you could see what the reality is like versus what you see in the movies. So yeah, I think it was just like a good video for everyone, even though it was pretty heavy. It felt really clarifying, or not clarifying, it felt really comforting to talk about. Yeah, I have no idea. Some sort of word there that fits. I'm sure y'all think of one. But yeah, it felt good to record about it because just a lot of like stuff to talk about. But yeah, that's what this that's what this series is for. So if you guys want me to talk about anything or voice my opinion on anything, leave it in the comments down below and I'll be sure to add it to my list and get around to it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video. And I hope you have a nice morning, day, evening, night, wherever you are in the world. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye. Hey everyone, thank you for sticking around till the end of the video. I'm super excited to show you my cool party trick. But if you know me in real life, you've probably already seen it. But yeah, here we go. It freaks a lot of people out because like if you try to do it and it like doesn't work for a lot of people because their shoulder joint just isn't flexible enough. But mine just keep on going. And if you try and do it, please don't hurt yourself. I don't advise you to try it at home unless you're super flexible. And even if you are, still don't try to do it. I just know for a fact that there's certain weight limits to my body that I can push myself to, and that's one of them. But please do not hurt yourself by trying this at home. I really don't want you guys to get hurt. So yeah, thanks for sticking around to the end. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.